Regret is a silent companion that haunts the corners of your mind. It doesn't shout or scream. It whispers, "What if? What if you had taken that chance? What if you had spoken up when it mattered?" Meet Armin, a 28-year-old man stuck in a monotonous job he loathes. Every day, as he commutes to work, he stares out of the window wondering where he went wrong. Armin had dreams, big dreams, of starting his own business, traveling the world, and creating an impact. But fear of failure held him back. Now he's trapped in a routine that suffocates him. The regret of not trying gnaws at him, yet he's too paralyzed by fear to change. His story is a mirror for many of us who let fear decide our destiny. As Armin's days blur into weeks, he realizes the most painful burden isn't failure, it's the weight of never trying. One rainy evening, Armin meets an old friend, Samir, at a coffee shop. Samir was the classmate everyone admired for his courage to chase his dreams. Years ago, he had left his stable job to start a small tech company. Today, that company is thriving. "You've changed," Samir remarks, sensing the heaviness in Armin's demeanor. Armin shrugs, trying to hide his discontent. But Samir's next words hit hard. "The Armin I knew never settled. What happened to you?" This conversation plants a seed in Armin's mind. Samir shares his struggles, the sleepless nights, the failures, the near collapse of his business. "But I learned one thing," Samir says. "Failure is temporary. Regret lasts forever." That night, Armin lies awake, replaying the conversation. He realizes he's been running from failure, but in doing so, he's running straight toward regret. Taking the first step is always the hardest. Armin decides to act, even if it's small. He begins researching business ideas after work, sketching out plans in a notebook. Every time doubt creeps in, he reminds himself of Samir's words. Failure is temporary. Regret lasts forever. One evening, he stumbles upon a concept that excites him. A platform connecting local artisans to global buyers. The idea resonates with his passion for creativity and meaningful work. But as he begins planning, the familiar voice of self-doubt whispers, "What if it doesn't work? What if you fail?" This time, though, Armin doesn't let the voice win. He commits to exploring the idea further, knowing that even failure would be better than living with regret. As Armin dives deeper into his new venture, he encounters obstacles he hadn't anticipated. He struggles to find funding, faces skepticism from friends and family, and battles his own insecurities. One evening, after a particularly discouraging meeting with a potential investor, he feels like giving up. But then he remembers a story Samir shared about his lowest moment, when he almost shut down his company. Samir's perseverance in the face of adversity inspires Armin to keep going. He realizes that obstacles are a part of the journey, not a reason to abandon it. After months of hard work, Armin secures his first small victory. A local artisan agrees to join his platform, and within weeks, their products start selling. The success is modest, but it fuels Armin's determination. He begins to see that progress isn't about giant leaps, it's about consistent effort. These small wins create momentum. Armin starts believing in himself again, and his excitement becomes contagious. He builds a small team of like-minded individuals who share his vision. Together, they take the platform to the next level, attracting more artisans and buyers. Just when things seem to be going well, Armin faces his biggest challenge yet. A larger competitor tries to shut him down by undercutting prices and spreading rumors. Sales plummet, and his team begins to lose hope. Armin feels the weight of everyone's expectations on his shoulders. For a moment, he considers walking away. But then he reflects on his journey and the lessons he's learned. He realizes that giving up now would mean throwing away everything he's worked for. Summoning his courage, Armin decides to fight back. He pivots his strategy, focusing on building a loyal community around his platform. He personally reaches out to customers and artisans, reinforcing trust and loyalty. Arman's efforts pay off. Slowly but surely, sales recover, and his platform begins to grow again. The experience teaches him the value of resilience and adaptability. He learns that setbacks are not the end of the road but opportunities to grow stronger. The competitor eventually backs off, unable to match the authenticity and community-driven approach of Arman's platform. This victory feels sweeter than any before because it's born out of struggle and perseverance. Sitting in his small yet bustling office, Arman takes a moment to reflect on his journey. He thinks about the person he was a year ago, afraid, stuck, and filled with regret. The transformation feels surreal. He realizes that the pain of regret was far more paralyzing than any challenge he's faced on this journey. Arman decides to share his story with others, hoping to inspire them to take that first step toward their dreams. "If I can do it," he says in a blog post, "so can you." Don't let fear rob you of a life you'll be proud of. Arman's story begins to resonate with people. His blog gains traction, and he's invited to speak at events and share his journey. Each time he tells his story, he notices a spark in the audience. The same spark he felt when Samir inspired him. Helping others avoid the pain of regret becomes Arman's new mission. He mentors aspiring entrepreneurs, encouraging them to take risks and embrace failure as a stepping stone. His platform also grows, becoming a beacon for artisans worldwide. Years later, Arman stands on the stage at a global entrepreneurship conference. His platform is now a household name, and his story has inspired countless others to chase their dreams. "The pain of regret is heavier than the weight of failure," he tells the audience. "Don't let it define you. Take the leap, make the effort, and live a life without regrets." As the audience erupts in applause, Arman realizes he's not just built a successful business. He's built a life that matters. And that, he knows, is worth everything.